Electronic Arts, EA, starting their crazy E3 shindig on Monday at 1 p.m. It's going to be 9 o'clock if you're in the UK and Ireland. And I have a lovely, handsome couch. Don Hines, Lucy James, Robert Crossley.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you very much for making all the ways to our San Francisco office from your respective islands.
From everywhere else.
Exactly. Let's talk about EA. First of all, this morning we actually got a little bit of EA news already. Mirror's Edge, Catalyst?
Yeah, it's not going to be called Mirror's Edge 2, it's going to be called Catalyst, and I think the reason why they're doing that is because this is not going to be a direct sequel, is what they're saying. They're saying this is it's not a remake, not a reboot, it's just a
origin story.
Yes.
I love the idea that they're just giving themselves a chance to just try and do it again.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it's really cool because if you look at the first Mirror's Edge, I mean, I think people thought it was a little bit flawed. I think everyone thought that.
The second the gun stuff.
The gun stuff was terrible, wasn't it? But also, it didn't sell at all.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty cool for EA to go, just try again, see what happens.
So Faith is the protagonist in this again?
Yes.
But it's not a sequel, not a prequel.
No.
They're just going to go... They're gonna George Lucas this and just like we'll just make it.
Never happened.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Do you reckon we'll see gameplay at this conference then?
I think we'll definitely see gameplay. This has been in development for more than 2 years now, so yeah, I think we'll see a lot of gameplay on it.
It's amazing how they were confident enough to show like grey box gameplay last time and just kind of concept stuff. So hopefully we'll see some more, final complete stuff this time.
Another game we'd like to see a lot of gameplay of. I know Lucy, you certainly. Looking forward to this. Mass Effect 4.
Oh, it's got to be. Right, so last year they had the behind-the-scenes developers all in a really dark room.
Yeah. The most frustrating tease ever.
No, because I remember I was sat there in the press conference and they didn't really announce it, and then the music started, and you could tell everyone in the room just went, and then, Casey Hudson comes on, and they talk about their grand ideas, and now obviously Casey Hudson's at Microsoft. But it's the team at BioWare Montreal. So it's not even the Edmonton guys who are working on mysterious Project X.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. I think at this stage, it's going to be. I really hope they don't cop out and do a CGI trailer. I really hope it's gameplay. Obviously, they had that leak quite recently. So the thing is, everyone's saying, is it real? Is it not real? The thing is, the same thing happened with Dragon Age Inquisition. And that leak of the survey and what actually we got with Dragon Age Inquisition was very, very similar. It was like 99%.
So what was the leak that happened with Mass Effect?
So it was a marketing survey that came up. I think someone posted it to Reddit, and it was basically that the plot of the game is going to be years after Shepard's endeavors, whichever ending you got. You are a Pathfinder. It's basically Battlestar Galactica, which again is great because you're searching for a new home for humanity.
Yeah.
So you're clearing. You're in the Andromeda cluster. Yeah. You're clearing places, putting settlements in. They can mine things.
Civilization beyond Earth.
It's Civ. It's Battlestar, and I really hope that. I mean, it sounds great, and they've got the multiplayer coming back from Mass Effect 3. They've got the Horde mode. If this is true,
it sounds like a big game.
But
it sounds like a big
project. And even from the stuff that we saw, they were saying, it's going to be X times bigger than Mass Effect 3. You can go from space. Oh yeah, the new ship is apparently called the Tempest. So you can go from the Tempest to the Mako, and then land. Yeah, Mako's back.
The new Mako.
New Mako.
I like the Mako. I'm a Mako apologist.
I like the Mako.
Mako was all right.
It was good fun.
Yeah.
Land on the planet's surface seamlessly without a loading screen.
I watched Interstellar recently, and all I want from this is just that sense of going out into the unknown and actually exploring a galaxy, which was kind of in Mass Effect 1. But it kind of got, as you got more familiar with the galaxy, you sort of lost that.
You're right.
Do you think we're actually going to see gameplay though? Because obviously last year they just showed some developers talking about the game, which means probably really early in development, right?
If they tease this I guess you probably could get away with it, but it would be a massive shame.
But
I like the idea.
What else have they been doing since Mass Effect 3 and all its DLC shipped? I put that question to you,
Newsman. Figure it out. I like this Interstellar idea.
Yeah.
I like the idea that the game finishes once you found a crying what's his name again?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
That is a great idea for a game.
I really hope the love transcends time and space.
Oh God,
in
no,
Mass
that's not. That's not. They almost had it. We mentioned Star Wars earlier. Star Wars Battlefront. Chris and Rob went to see it a couple of months ago, and they sat them down and showed them a CG trailer, and then the most scripted single-player sequence I think I've ever heard of. What do you guys think about Battlefront? Looking forward to it? I'm a big Battlefield Vietnam fan.
You know, I think that this is going to be the first time we see the Star Wars universe rendered with such high detail, and it's kind of something that we need for Star Wars because it's got such a gritty, dirty, lived-in feel, and the games have felt quite sterile and clean up until now. So
that's interesting. So you think it's a situation where the technology with the movies has gone in one direction, and the games have never really been able to like emulate it.
Yeah, because games look fake. You know, like, and this we can see now, like that looks like a forest to me.
Yeah. That's apparently in Marin, so that's the same forest that the Planet of the Apes monkeys are running around in at the same time. Speaking of returning properties, Need for Speed. Who has the need? Do you have the need, Rob Crossley?
Not really, to be honest.
Lucy, do you have the need?
I always have the need for speed.
I was a huge Underground fan.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, wow.
I was an Underground fan. Don't tell anyone about
Before it was cool.
Before it was cool. And this basically looks like Underground 3.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not even calling it Underground 3 because that's kind of what everyone actually wants. So it sounds cool. I just want to race cars with some sweet neon underneath. So yeah.
Fingers crossed we'll see some gameplay. This apparently is
apparently this is in engine.
in engine. Who even knows what that means anymore?
I don't know. Yeah, my camera would be a lot still.
yeah, there's nothing camera people like more than fake judder on trailers. Let's get into the stuff we don't really know about. Lucy, you're a Dragon Age fan. Do you think we'll see anything new on that
They have
front?
said there is new DLC coming. So the first bit of story-based DLC just hit PlayStation. Sadly, I'm kind of disappointed with this because it got on Xbox, and then The Witcher 3 came out, and then it got to PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've just sort of knocked that market on the head. There is more story-based DLC coming, and I think they said you're not necessarily playing as the Inquisitor.
Okay.
Do you think there's room in people's lives for The Witcher and Dragon Age at the same time?
Yeah, like mathematically.
We'll make time.
No, find the time.
Logistically.
I don't know, but that is genuinely my reason that I haven't played it yet, is because, Geralt of Rivia. But I think there's, at least if it's not DLC, then
Is
it's
it
not
too
gonna
late
be
in the day for DLC?
I guess if you've gone to the bother of actually creating it at this stage, you just need to put it out.
Because BioWare's DLC, has it ever had a press conference showing?
I think it's a really anticlimactic thing to show at a press conference.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Maybe they're just trying to prove it's definitely not on disc.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Getting back into the rumor pile, there was an earnings call for EA a number of months ago. One of the things that popped up there, apart from Mirror's Edge, actually, which we've now seen confirmed, was some new Plants vs. Zombies game. You kind of have to put good money on a Garden Warfare 2. Will you look forward to a new PvC game? That first one was actually
it was actually
great.
good. Yeah. Like, it was fun.
It was a game that no one asked for, but it was still all right.
Yeah.
So.
And now we live in a post-Splatoon world where
Yeah.
apparently first-person shooters, or it was a third-person mostly, I guess. But that type of market is kind of like people are open to the idea.
That was a really great E3 reveal as well, because you could, like, it was a live gameplay demo, and then, but my favorite thing about it was the guy at the end who came up and just went, Peggle 2!
That guy was awesome.
But the thing about it is,
Yes.
where is Peggle 2 on iPad?
Yeah.
Because, it's been a while.
It eventually did come out on the PlayStation 4, so now I own Peggle 2 on all the platforms it's available.
What if Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 had a cinematic single-player campaign?
Oh my god, that'd be fucking brilliant.
So great.
That'd be fucking, like, where there's like the protagonist is a plant or a zombie, and you see from their both perspectives, and they meet at the end in Stalingrad. Oh my god, that'd be pretty great. What else we got here? Probably stuff on the indie front, but let's take a jump to, we did talk about the Star Wars game earlier. Of course, Amy Hennig left Naughty Dog.
To helm a Star Wars game.
A Star Wars game. Do you think it's a bit early to see that, Rob?
I think it's a bit too early, yeah. Amy Hennig was working on the Uncharted series, and I think she really wants to leave her mark on the games that she makes, and I think, yeah, it's way too early. I think they're still probably in the pre-production planning stages,
Unless they do what they did last year and show developers in a darkened room saying the game still exists.
I don't think you would come out with 2 Star Wars games in the one press conference, though.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Unless it's like it's a brief mention and then Battlefront.
Yeah,
I think that's actually a really good point. I think, you know, Battlefront is going to be their biggest game. Absolutely their biggest game. It's their biggest bet this year. So they're not going to be talking about other Star Wars games. And they're probably not going to be talking about Battlefield either, right? They'll probably have to just leave that for.
I guess they'll get their DICE will be busy talking about Mirror's Edge, so that'll probably keep them placated. That's basically it for EA, except we should probably mention it's probably going to be a new FIFA. I believe this year they've
a new FIFA this year.
There's a new FIFA.
They're making a new FIFA.
And it's actually pretty great that they finally bothered to put ladies football in, which is great. So we saw this trailer come out. Of course, the World Cup is on at the moment. On artificial grass, which is a bit bloody ridiculous, but we're going to see 12 teams, I think, from the international women's scene. This is something I think they're testing to see if they can expand it. As an Arsenal fan, our Arsenal ladies team has been prolific, destroyed the Premier League over the past decade.
Yeah, they're right, aren't they?
So it'd be cool to see this stuff expanded. And then, of course, Madden. We'll see probably, presumably, some sort of NHL situation. NBA. You got any more acronyms? Throw in there.
NHL?
And yeah, I said that.
Got that.
MLB.
Wait, do they have UFC?
MLG. EA Sports UFC, that's right. Yeah,
they do have UFC,
I did a sports.
Bit of Conor McGregor.
You know, I'm honestly surprised they're not selling the women's FIFA as a separate product.
Could you imagine if because they did with basic like World Cup games forever. It's weird. They sort of go either side on that. Sometimes they do this DLC pack. Sometimes they actually put them out as their own products. At the very least, being EA, it is a bit funny they didn't do it as DLC. But yeah, that's all EA goodness we're going to have. That is on Monday, 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 o'clock BST. If you're over in that part of the world, make sure to catch it all on GameSpot.com.